There's a White House on Oak Street, blue shutters wrap around porch. We used to slow down every Sunday, say one day it'll be ours. We wanted flowers by the mailbox, I wanted a swing out back. We filled empty rooms with daydreams before we ever had the keys. Life had different plans waiting, layoffs came, the money got tight. We traded blueprints for long shifts, dreams for overtime. You never blamed the hard seasons, never counted what we missed. You just squeezed my hand and whispered, we'll build a home wherever we live. That's when I learned four walls don't make forever, people do. We never bought that house, never hung our name out front, but we built a life worth coming home to, with borrowed couches and hand-me-down love. Every crack we couldn't cover, only let more light get in. Turns out the dream wasn't the house, it was who I was living with. Now the kids are almost grown, the old apartment still creaks. Your favorite mug's got a broken handle, my old boots leak when it rains. We drove past Oak Street yesterday, the porch swing's finally gone. You smiled and kept driving like you'd already found everything you wanted. If I had another chance, I'd still choose every wrong turn, every hard year, every tiny kitchen, long as you were standing there. No, we never bought that house, but every laugh, every prayer, every birthday, every Christmas morning made this place worth more than anything money could have built. So when they ask me if I have regrets, I'll tell them only one. I wish I'd figured out sooner you were always my dream home. Every morning around 6:15, just off exit 22, there was an old brown hound watching every car roll through. Folks at Annie's truck stop left him biscuits now and then, but every sunrise he'd walk back to the shoulder once again. Nobody knew his his story, only that he never missed a day. Old Earl who pumped the diesel said he used to have a man, a trucker named Joe Matthews, best driver in this land. One icy night 5 winters back, a jackknife stole Joe's life. The company hauled the truck away, but nobody took the dog. He just kept waiting. Every day at exit 22, he searched the headlights passing through. Every diesel engine made him stand, thinking, maybe that's my man. Some hearts don't know goodbye, they only know they're supposed to stay. That's the kind of love a dog gives away. One cold November afternoon, the snow began to fall. That old hound didn't leave his spot, not even once at all. So I walked across the shoulder, sat beside him in the white. He leaned against my Carhartt coat, like we'd been friends our whole lives. I whispered, he's not coming back. He looked up, like maybe he already knew. The next morning, his place was empty. No paw prints, no bark, just a worn leather collar lying beside the guardrail, covered by fresh snow. Now every time I pass exit 22, I still slow down out of habit. They built a little wooden sign there. It simply says, Joe's friend. No dates, no story, doesn't need one, because everyone around here already knows. Sometimes the purest love never speaks a single word. The windmill on Miller Road still turns above the field, just like it did back in '98, when life felt strong and real. Dad would wake before the sunrise, coffee in his hand, and I'd ride shotgun in that tractor across the Kansas land. We talked about the weather and the price of grain that year. He never spoke in big words, but somehow everything was clear. Said, son, a man ain't measured by the money that he makes. It's the promises he keeps and the burdens that he takes. I was 19 when I left that town, chasing city lights. Thought the Great Plains were too small for the dreams inside my mind. Built a business in Missouri, bought a house and wore a tie. but success can feel like failure when your roots are running dry. Then one cold November morning, my sister called in tears, said, "You better come on home now, Dad's been fighting hard for years." I stared out at that office glass and watched the traffic flow, and for the first time in forever, I knew exactly where to go. So I drove through the midnight rain, past every mile of pride and pain, back to the fields where I learned my name, where the wind still sings across the plains. That old windmill keeps turning slow, like the hands of time I used to know, and every lesson that my father gave still stands like steel above the waves. The hospital room was quiet when I walked through the door. He looked smaller than I'd ever seen, but his eyes were strong once more. He smiled and said, "You made it, son," then pointed through the glass toward the winter fields outside, where the snow was falling fast. We didn't talk about regrets or all the years gone by, just watched the clouds move over Kansas beneath the fading sky. He squeezed my hand and whispered low, "The farm will need your care." And in that simple moment, I knew my future waited there. So I drove through the midnight rain, past every mile of pride and pain, back to the fields where I learned my name, where the wind still sings across the plains. That old windmill keeps turning slow, like the hands of time I used to know, and every lesson that my father gave still stands like steel above the waves. Spring came early that next year, the wheat rose tall and green. Sometimes I still hear his voice carried on the prairie breeze. And when the sunset paints the sky in shades of gold and red, I tip my hat toward Miller Road and thank the man who led. Now I walk those fields at dawn, though the years keep moving on. The windmill turns above the land, like my father's weathered hands. Every season comes and goes, every child eventually knows the richest things we'll ever own are the people who call us home. That old windmill keeps turning slow, and every time I see it blow, I know the roots I almost lost were worth far more than what they cost. There's a pair of work boots hanging from the old water tower just outside a town called Red Oak, Oklahoma. Faded leather, cracked and worn, swinging in the prairie wind since before I was born. As a kid I'd ask my daddy every time we drive by, why's nobody taking those boots down from the sky? He'd just grin and say, "One day you'll understand." Then he'd shift that old truck into gear and head across the land. Years later at 17, I learned the story true about a man named Caleb Ross that only old-timers knew. He worked every ranch for 50 miles around, fixing fences after storms when they came crashing down. One summer brought a wildfire racing through the plains, the kind that turns the daylight orange and makes grown men pray. When the flames jumped Miller Creek and headed straight for town, Caleb stayed behind to help while everybody else got out. And those shoes by the water tower still dance with the Oklahoma wind, like a reminder of a man who gave more than he had to give. Some folks leave behind a fortune, some leave a famous name, but some leave a town still standing, and that ain't a small thing. For 20 hours straight he worked with volunteers, digging lines and moving cattle through smoke and fear. The fire finally turned away just north of County Road 9, and every family made it out with a little luck and time. The next morning when the danger passed and the sky turned blue, the town gathered at the diner trying to figure out what to do. The mayor climbed a ladder with Caleb standing near and tied those old work boots high above the water tower sphere. Now those shoes by the water tower still dance with the Oklahoma wind, like a reminder of a man who gave more than he had to give. Some folks leave behind a fortune, some leave a famous name, but some leave a town still standing, and that ain't a small thing. Caleb never liked attention, never made a speech or boast, said I only did what anybody would have done. But everyone knew better, 'cause when fear was running wild, he chose to stay and fight while others ran for miles. So the shoes by the water tower still catch the evening sun, watching over fields of wheat and children out having fun. And every new generation asks why they're hanging there. Then somebody tells the story, and Caleb's still with us somewhere. Yeah, those shoes by the water tower still dance in the prairie air. Came home late, still wearing work, dust on my boots, red Georgia clay. You were humming by the stovetop, hair tied up, favorite old t-shirt. The radio's barely playing some old country love song low. You reached over, stole my ball cap, said you're dancing before dinner. Tank was full, the bills were waiting, dog was barking at the door. Nothing looked like a movie ending, nothing looked like something more. But you slipped your hand into mine, bare feet sliding across the floor. Lord, I've played that moment back 1,000 times. Ain't funny how forever can fit inside 3 little minutes. Give me one dance in the kitchen, one slow song after work. You're laughing when I miss the rhythm, your head against my shirt. Keep your diamonds, keep your big downtown lights. If I get one dance in the kitchen, I'm already living the good life. Years rolled by like highway mile markers. Gray showed up where brown had been. Kids moved out, the house got quieter, the silence settled in. Last night the radio found that song. You smiled before I spoke. I didn't even have to ask, you were already walking toward me. One day, one of us will have to finish the last dance alone. So tonight, hold me like time ain't winning yet. Whoa. Give me one dance in the kitchen, every wrinkle, I'll keep falling for the woman standing right here when this old house finally goes quiet. I hope heaven's got a little radio, a worn out wooden floor, and you saving me the next dance. There's a pair of worn-out cowboy boots still sitting by the back screen door, covered in dust from 1,000 mornings, like they're waiting to walk once more. They cross the fields of western Kansas, through drought and rain and harvest time, and every scuff upon that leather marks a chapter of a life. My older brother wore those boots the first day he took over the farm, when Daddy's shoulders couldn't carry all the weight of keeping us strong. He gave up college, gave up freedom, stayed behind when he could have gone. rest of us chased our futures, He kept this family moving on. Those boots by the door tell a story of sacrifices nobody sees, of early mornings, broken fences, and hands worn down by duty. Yeah, heroes don't always wear medals. Sometimes they wear dust and dreams, and leave behind a trail of footprints for the rest of us to follow clean. Last spring we laid him in the churchyard, beneath the cottonwood on the hill. The whole town showed up that Sunday, and somehow the world stood still. Mama cried into my shoulder as the church bell softly rang, and all I could think about was how much one quiet man had changed. Those boots by the door tell a story of sacrifices nobody sees, of early mornings, broken fences, and hands worn down by duty. And dreams, and leave behind a trail of footprints for the rest of us to follow clean. Last week my nephew slipped them on, though they're still 3 sizes too large. He smiled and said, "One day I'll wear these." And I felt something in my heart. Yeah, those boots by the door keep speaking, though the man who wore them's gone. Through every lesson, every memory, His spirit keeps living on. And when that boy grows into them, like his father did before, a new chapter will begin again with those boots by the door. Yeah, some legacies aren't written in stone. They're waiting by the door at home. Rode into Cedar Creek at 10:30, with a rusted duffel bag and a past full of sin. The church bell rang through the Alabama air, like it still remembered a boy who grew up there. Mama's porch light glowed at the end of the lane. Same white swing, same window pane. I stood in the gravel with my boots in the dust, wondering if this town still had room for us. 10 years gone chasing city neon signs, trading quiet sunsets for overtime. Lost a good woman somewhere along the way. Missed birthdays and Christmas Day. Daddy's old toolbox sat beside the barn, covered in rust but still holding strong. That's when I learned what I'd been running from. A man ain't rich if he's got no one. I'm back to Cedar Creek, back where the river bends, back to the front porch nights and my oldest friends, back where the stars still shine without the city lights, back to the roots I left behind. I thought freedom lived somewhere far away, down endless highways I could never stay. But every road I took led me to see home was waiting back in Cedar Creek for me. Now the wheat fields dance in the evening wind, and the boy I was is alive again. Mama laughs while the coffee brews, talking about all the things I used to do. The scars are there, but they don't define every wrong turn shaped this life of mine. And when the sun drops low beyond the trees, I finally feel a little peace. I'm back to Cedar Creek, back where the river bends, back to the front porch nights and my oldest friends, back where the stars still shine without the city lights, back to the roots I left behind. I thought freedom lived somewhere far away, down endless highways I could never stay. But every road I took led me to see home was waiting back in Cedar Creek for me. The miles don't disappear, they become part of your soul. Every broken mile marker helped me find the road. And the man looking back in that old truck glass ain't the same young fool from the past. I'm back to Cedar Creek, where the church bells ring, where the river keeps telling the same sweet thing, where forgiveness grows like summer rain, washing years of hurt away. I spent a lifetime searching for what I couldn't see, these Alabama stars tonight. I'm finally where my heart belongs. In the corner of Gate 12 at Nashville International sat an old upright piano, worn smooth from years of travelers' hands. Businessmen, young dreamers, soldiers heading overseas would stop and play a song or two before disappearing with the breeze. Most folks walk right past it, chasing flights and deadlines fast, never knowing every scratch upon that wood belonged to someone's past. But every Tuesday just past noon, an old man took that seat and played melodies so beautiful the whole terminal grew still. Nobody knew his story much, except he wore a faded cap and carried a photograph folded in his jacket flap. One afternoon I missed my flight and wound up listening near when he started playing Amazing Grace. I noticed tears. After the crowd had drifted off, I finally asked his name. He smiled and said, "I'm Walter, music's why I came." Then he pointed to the photograph he'd carried all those years, a young woman at that same piano, smiling ear to ear. At the piano at Gate 12, time slows down for a little while. Strangers become stories, and sorrow learns to smile. Every note carries somebody, every chord recalls a name, and for a few sweet minutes, we're all travelers just the same. He told me back in '89 his wife sang in the local bars before cancer took her voice and left silence where songs are. On her final day, she made him promise through the pain, "Don't let the music leave this world when I can't sing again." So every Tuesday for 20 years he'd come and keep that vow, playing her favorite songs for people rushing through somehow. And nobody realized the reason behind those melodies until a reporter shared the story nationwide one week. At the piano at Gate 12, time slows down for a little while. Strangers become stories, and sorrow learns to smile. Every note carries somebody, every chord recalls a name, and for a few sweet minutes, we're all travelers just the same. The next Tuesday something happened no one there could have planned. 100 people gathered round, singing softly hand in hand. Flight crews, kids and weary strangers filled the terminal with sound. And Walter sat there crying as his wife's favorite song echoed around. Now Now the piano at gate 12 still stands beneath those airport lights, and every Tuesday people gather before their flights take flight. Some come for the music, some come for the story told, but everyone leaves remembering that love can outlive growing old. Yeah, the piano at gate 12 still keeps her song alive. First time I saw her was a Friday in May at a roadside market off Highway 61. She was buying wildflowers with dirt on her jeans, laughing like she didn't need anyone. A Tennessee sunset painted gold in her hair while she loaded up an old Ford bed. And for reasons I still can't explain, I couldn't get her out of my head. She rented a little white house by the river with a porch swing and a blue front door. Every Sunday she'd leave fresh wildflowers on the graves of folks she'd never known before. She said, everybody deserves to be remembered, even if nobody calls their name. That's when I knew my life was changing, and I'd never be the same. She left wildflowers everywhere she went, in broken hearts and fences bent, and small town souls that needed light. She turned ordinary into bright, and somehow she found this worn out man, taught these rough old hands to hold again. Yeah, love grew where nobody thought it could. She left wildflowers where she stood. That October underneath the maple trees, I got down on one knee by the riverbank. The leaves were falling around us slow, and I could barely get the words out straight. She laughed and cried at the same time, said, boy, what took you so long? Then slipped her hand into mine, like that's where it'd been all along. She left wildflowers everywhere she went, in broken hearts and fences bent, and small town souls that needed light. She turned ordinary into bright, and somehow she found this worn out man, taught these rough old hands to hold again. Yeah, love grew where nobody thought it could. She left wildflowers where she stood. Now there's a little girl with her mama's smile, running barefoot through the yard, picking flowers by the riverside, leaving them in mason jars. And every time I see that scene, I thank the Lord above for the woman who showed me kindness could become the deepest kind of love. Yeah, she left wildflowers everywhere she went, in every dream and every blessing sent, in every sunset on the porch at night, in every reason my world feels right. When we're old and gray together, rocking slow beneath the evening sky, I'll still be falling for that girl with wildflowers in her eyes. Yeah, some people leave footprints in the dirt. She left wildflowers in my life. There's a wooden bench at mile 42 along an old Wyoming trail with a mountain view. It ain't on any map you'll find in a tourist stand, just a place beside the pines where the wildflowers still dance. I first saw it one September after 14 hours on the road, hauling cattle through the bighorns with a heavy load. The sun was dropping low, painting gold across the sky, and carved into the back were words that caught my eye. If you're tired, sit a while. A year went by before I passed that way again. This time after losing my brother, my closest friend. The world felt colder than the snow building on the peaks, and grief had stolen every answer I was trying to seek. So I pulled over by that bench as evening settled in, found a notebook in a weatherproof box tucked underneath it then, filled with notes from strangers passing through the years, written in faded ink, stained by rain and tears. At the bench at mile 42, of the truth, a prayer, a memory, a goodbye, a reason to keep moving through the night. Some roads are lonely, that's for sure. Some wounds take longer to endure, keep showing up somehow at the bench at mile 42. One note came from a trucker who beat cancer in the spring, another from a young girl learning what forgiveness means. A widow wrote about her husband and the stars he loved to see, and every page somehow felt like it was speaking straight to me. I sat there till the moon rose high above the mountain line, reading stories from strangers who had survived their hardest times. Then I took my pen and wrote my brother's name inside. For For the first time since he left, I didn't feel alone that night at the bench at mile 42. People leave pieces of the truth, a prayer, a memory, a goodbye, a reason to keep moving through the night. Some roads are lonely, that's for sure. Some wounds take longer to endure, but hope keeps showing up somehow at the bench at mile 42. Nobody knows who built it there or who first placed that notebook down, but sometimes the best things in this world appear without a sound. Not every hero wears a badge, not every gift has a name. Sometimes healing starts with strangers who've walked through the same pain. Now every fall I stop again and add another page with a pen, watching the sunset fade beyond the blue. And when life gets heavy, when the answers disappear, I remember all those voices that I found out there, and how a simple wooden bench helped carry people through. Yeah, hope still waits beside the pines at the bench at mile 42. Every Friday after sunset, that old porch light came alive. You could see it from the county road like a star against the night. Mama'd smile and pour sweet tea, say leave that light alone. Daddy worked the late shift at the mill, she wanted him to see home. No matter rain or thunder, that light was always there. When I left for the Marines, she hugged me by that same front door. Said no matter where life takes you, this light's for you now, son. I laughed and said, Mama, I'll be home before you know. She smiled like mothers do when they already know better. She never turned the porch light off, not one single night, for the husband she adored, for the boy who crossed the ocean. Love doesn't sleep, it doesn't keep office hours. Sometimes it just keeps a light on. Came home 8 years later. Daddy met me in the drive. His hair had turned completely white. Mama wasn't by his side. He pointed toward the front porch. That old light still burned. He whispered, I couldn't turn it off. She asked me not to. He handed me a letter written 2 days before she passed. It simply read, if one of my boys comes home after I'm gone, I don't want him walking up to a dark house. And now every evening before sunset, I walk out on that porch, flip the same old switch, watch that little bulb come alive. My grandchildren ask, Grandpa, why do we always leave it on? I smile, look toward heaven and say, because somebody we love might still be finding their way home. Came with rust on my old Chevy, a little debt and too much pride, a past I wasn't proud of, a few long nights I couldn't hide. I figured she'd get tired of waiting, find somebody easier to love. Instead she pulled up one Friday and climbed into my mess. Never tried to fix my silence, never turned my faults into a fight. She'd just slide a coffee across the table, say you'll talk when the time is right. Some people love the version they hope that you'll become. She somehow loved the man I was still becoming. She never pushed, she never pulled, she just stayed. She never asked me to change, she just loved me so well. I wanted to. She never handed me an ultimatum, never drew a line. She believed in the man I couldn't see yet. And somewhere between her faith and my failures, I became him. Now the truck still leaks a little, bills still show up every month. Life ain't suddenly a movie, we still argue now and then. But every night before I close my eyes, I thank God for a woman who saw an oak tree inside an acorn. Turns out real love doesn't build a cage, it builds a place where a man wants to grow. Yeah, she never asked me to change, she never had to, because love done right doesn't shame a man. It reminds him who he was always capable of becoming. they ever ask me how I got my life together, I'll smile and tell them she believed first. Mm.